Today's gospel is about the famous question of rendering to Caesar what is Caesar's and rendering to God what is God. Some Pharisees come up and they want to test Jesus, and they ask him if they should pay the taxes and to the Roman government. And Jesus asks them for a coin, and it has the emperor's seal on it. And he says, well, who is that sign on it? And they say, the emperor. And he says, well, render to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God. And naturally, the most common understanding of this interpretation of what Jesus says is that there's a natural world, a natural order, and a supernatural order, and we have to respect the difference between the two. And yes, that is true and very important. But I wanted to reflect today on a different aspect, or a different, slightly different interpretation of this passage. Maybe Jesus was saying that, that coin, that money really comes from iniquity, and it's going back to iniquity. That comes from a bad place, and it's going back to a bad place. That comes from evil, and is going back to evil. But you go preach the gospel. You go live what the gospel is calling you to live. Jesus never really tells us in the gospel to go out and fix the government, or even in that sense really change society. He's not really into that kind of politics. He's really more about changing our lives and turning around our lives. Repent, that's really the root meaning of the word repent, to turn around, to turn back. So it's really more about repenting, turning our lives back to God, and making that effort each day to turn them towards God, and living out the gospel, and giving the example of what it means to be a good Christian and a good Catholic, and giving that example and be someone who says, yes, I am what I am today because of my religion. I am where I am because of my faith. My faith has made me who I am. And I can live a healthy and content and happy, peaceful life because of my faith, because of what my religion has given me. And the proof that religion works is the life that I'm living, and the life that provides me with content and happiness, because I make wise choices. So you see, that's really combating evil by doing good. So it's not really condemning evil. We just let evil condemn itself, let it sort of implode. But we do the good, and we challenge others by doing good and by saying, yes, this works for us. Having a supernatural faith gives a new dimension to my life and helps me to live for greater things than my individual life. So let us encourage ourselves to live our faith, work our faith each day, and to walk in the faith, and so that we may grow into those children of God that we're called to be, and that we may give the true witness to Christ that we are called to give on this earth.